Thank you so much for all your love and support so far. Today I actually I was planning on having a guest on, but we couldn't get him on today. It's gonna have to be tomorrow or the next day. So I thought I would just come on here and say a few things that I didn't say last time. First of all, I want everyone to know this is extremely candid, not scripted. From the bottom of my heart and my deepest situations and relationships that I feel like were there for a reason and for an example for others. These stories are my greatest secrets. And the people that have been around me in my life have seen just how crazy it can get. And so that always proves to have incredible stories. Yeah, I think I wanted to talk a little bit about like the men that saved my life and my upbringing and how I knew that I was different, and kind of how that evolved. My mother and my father are from two very special families. My father is several generations, California, Santa Monica, one of the oldest Hispanic families from Mexico, before that Spain, and the Casillas built Santa Monica. My dad went to Samo High, and he was a little bit older than the Dogtown boys, but those were his best friends, and his brother was younger than him, and he was heavily in the surf and skate culture and was very much a part of Dogtown, and that was a huge part of my upbringing. My dad was an incredible human being with a huge heart. His nickname was Rambo, and he lived up to that. And he didn't. He was very, very. He knew how to get the work done and the job done, and he knew when to shut up and stay in his lane. But also, my dad was very good at telling people his opinion and standing up for himself. There was a really great part of my life with my dad. And addiction is a big part of my story. And I truly believe that addiction is an emotional disease and inflicted by emotions. And it's really just how hard you have your grip on your emotions. I'm sorry if that's controversial, but for my life and in my situations, especially for my father, my dad was a happy drunk. First couple beers, just like me. For me, it takes about 4 glasses of wine. But for him, he could drink people under the table, 11 shots of tequila, no problem. But those times in his life that he blacked out, he was always sad about something. And so I always remember that, because when my family, who is born and raised as fighters to fight, big lovers, but we have fighters. We definitely have an emotional, I think in my family, understanding of what drives depression and what drives addiction. Because we've seen it like escalate and de-escalate on so many different terms and ways in life. And as I'm just speaking for my family, the better your support system is, the better that you can cope with the emotions that you haven't worked out yet. So all the times that my dad didn't get aggressive, just like myself in a blackout, were situations where he was not safe and angry. So I worked my hardest to basically be somebody who works on their anger as much as possible. And it's not easy for me. I have a lot of things, and also, just I have a lot of things that I am briefed on daily by people who rely on me, and I am of service and so pleased and happy to do it. But it's a lot in this world, the emotions and working and everything. And I know that my dad worked his ass off and tried his best and got better and showed me that. And I'm sorry that if this upsets people, you don't need the fucking depression medication. You need to fucking push through. And you need to not listen to people who think that they have a plan for you in their head because it works for them. And that was something my dad did also teach me, because he figured it all out and lived a very happy life after his very awful year of an abusive relationship with a very drunk woman who was obsessed with him his whole life. And my mom's relationship would show up in my front yard when I was 15 or 14, screaming things, Linda. And, when I think about those things, I think about just how far people push people, right? And I think that when people don't understand the situation, they judge. Also, they'll also tell you how to deal with things. So, I think I owe my father a lot of that integrity for myself and like preservation when it's the time to speak up and not be slandered and put down and rewritten, basically. And I think that that's a big thing, that his blood, his heart, he understood on a subconscious level that he rewrote every day. He could make money, he could get it done, he could supply everything and make it all happen. And he did. He was an incredible father. And he always, always, always made it happen. He was gone for a few years in an in and out emotional space with a new girlfriend whom I just mentioned. But besides that, the abusive relationships that people go through and they isolate. Besides all of when that was affecting my father, it was an incredible, just after we got through all of our issues of his drinking and blacking out, it was an incredible relationship. I mean, my dad taught me so many things at 15, 16, 17 that I didn't get at, I don't know, a certain age. And it was at the perfect time. And so I remember thinking, this is meant to be. Would never have been able to receive this energy. And we're all on our own path and our own journey. And God rest his soul, he was the strongest fighter through cancer. And my hero. When he died, I saw the other side in a way that I've never seen it before. And my daddy's here all the time. He's here. And I love him so much. I just would never want to be from anyone else. And I'm so proud of my father. My dad and my mom met, I think around 25. When she was 25, he was a couple years older. And they had me when she was 29. And my mom grew up in Marina del Rey, Venice. And basically, her father and her mother were incredible science and mathematician majors that contributed to a company called Litton Industries, which I found out later was a government program that also previously mentioned James Bond was also formerly a part of and started, and never confirmed that he knew my grandfather. My grandfather was one of the 5 senior scientists who worked on the mathematics to put Apollo on the moon. Whether or not people think that we went there, there's a way there. It's just about how. And the math and that whole project Those situations with the videos confirmed that it never happened, and my grandpa died not shortly after, but there's this photo of him in front of a chalkboard, and I think one of my most psychic moments was that he signed up to something that was a cover-up, and the back of the chalkboard said, "What did I get myself into?" So my mom came from a very engineer, scientist, rocket scientist background, very educated people who really, truly all want the best for the world. And I think that when my mom and my dad met, she really loved my father because he loved everything so much, and I see that still lives in her, like that love that rubbed off on her. And so I love to say that their love still inspires me. And they divorced, but they were friends for so long until he died. And close friends, like when I say so long, it's just they've been friends forever. They stayed friends. They divorced, but they made a healthy environment. They didn't stay together and think that was going to be a better situation. And so maybe if that's your call right now and your little sign, children deserve a solid situation, whether or not it's back and forth for a week or two. Nobody deserves to be in an abusive situation. Anyway, welcome to On the Chopping Block. Tonight we're having spaghetti, because I'm very spaghetti. A little pizza, and a moosh boosh melted ice cream, because I just love to yap, and some almond cake and raspberries. And then tonight we are embracing the sober detox. So we're doing electrolyte, magnesium, CBD detox tonight of all of the sugars and shit. And tomorrow we're going to take mushroom gummies that I'm making, and I'm mushroom yummy tincture drinks, and bring in the new year with my mommy and my grandma. And then I'm going to do a heavy metal cleanse, and I'm honestly really excited, because if I decide to live stream and record that and show you the inside of my guts, it really means that I've done some real work. Going from a complete introvert because of what I had dealt with to this person right now speaking to you, I want to embrace the moment and say that if it's feeling really heavy in the world, that's exactly why I jumped on right now in this time period. I'm here for you. I understand, and I want you to know that within your prayer and your understanding of yourself and worshiping the love that was given inside of your heart by God, and giving yourself a chance to get healthy and stay focused and on track and take care of your vessel. Not only that, just feeling like there's a new wave in the world, and it's here. And the covers have been blown on so many things that are so malicious and awful that don't even need to exist. Like they could poof overnight, and I'm pretty sure Mandela effect, they will. It's just about writing them into more Enochian, and I can't wait to get more into all of the Enochian. I think that's going to be some sort of members only thing, just so that I can get a download for everybody for it, like on the members only. So you pay for the members only for like $15, and that'll cover the download that I'll link on the members only, which is basically like the how-to book, how to juju, basically. And, with God in your heart and love in your heart and resilience and patience and grace. And I wish you well in your new year and your resolutions and your whatever you're there to conquer. I hope you reach the highest height that you've ever reached, and I'll see you next year.